hey, let's talk about this. What do you think of Bobby Fish's kick out? Everybody talks about that, right? Because for those who don't remember, it was one of the strangest moments in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish wrestles CM Punk. Bobby Fish just gets to AEW. You know, people think a lot of him. But CM Punk is the guy with one of the most protected finishers in the history of wrestling. And Bobby Fish has said that he thought that he got the pinch, the Iggy, the signal to do something different. And he kicks out right at 3 after the GTS. What are your thoughts on that whole thing? And what were people saying backstage when that happened?
What I will say about that, there's a couple of things. One, I was never going to let this be known, but Bobby went on and he did an interview about it, and that's okay. He and I get along great. Bobby and I get along great. And before this and after this, we got along great. We talked about his families, his marriage. We talked about real estate investments and things like that. So we get along great. I just want to preface that before anybody finds a headline. But there was an issue that he and I had on live TV where I felt that he was taking advantage of me. And things got very, 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 very heated on stage. And I accidentally I punched Kyle because I thought Kyle was getting involved as well. We got to the back. We had to be separated. But then, 30 minutes later, we apologized, we hugged, and we were good. So there's that.
Wait, so live TV, was this the NXT match against Undisputed Era?
No. This is an AEW.
Okay.
Yep. This is an AEW. The match with Undisputed Era, but beautifully. I loved that match. I loved working with those guys.
It's one of my favorite matches and a very underrated match.
Yeah.
And I always think about how the camera kind of missed the shot at the end. Because, right?
Yeah, I was very upset about that.
Because, guys, if you haven't seen it, the Undisputed Era have their Red Dragon, whatever you want to call the tag team, have this great finisher, the high-low finisher, right? And Dax knew, the character Dax, or Scott Dawson knew it was over, and he sacrificed himself to it. It was beautiful, dude. And the camera kind of caught it, but it could have been caught a lot better.
Yeah,
right?
A lot better. But I will say this, that was the first time NXT won the ratings war, so you're welcome. But as far as the kick out goes, I have been I've taken many pins in my career, obviously, and I have got the squeeze, and the squeeze to me means thank you. And that's what I think, and that's what I was taught. Maybe Bobby was taught different. I don't know. So those are my feelings on Bobby. Great guy to me. We get along personally. We had a little flare up where we threw hands, and we got over it just like men do and moved on.
So I guess we're going to talk about them a little bit in the future, and we're going to talk more about that because that is an interesting story. To be fair, in any world, would any other wrestler in the world think that grabbing the wrist means kick out of the GTS?
Well, there's one wrestler, Bobby, so who knows? He obviously thought that, so maybe. I mean, I'm just a small town Southern boy who worked with Ricky Morton and George South and all these guys, and that's just what I was taught.
Right.
Maybe they were taught something different. I mean, to be fair, the squeeze means a lot of different things. I would just never take it as, hey, kick out. That's just me.